You can only choose one in the AFC South. The Colts, who just shocked the Chiefs, or the Jaguars, who just put it on the Chargers after shutting out the Colts. They are now 2-1. You can only choose one.
Can I bite the cheese here? I'm going to bite the cheese. I'm going to go with the Jags, man. And part of that is it's a homer pick for me. It's not a pick I made a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why preseason predictions suck, Rich, because nobody knows anything. So, who cares if you get something right or get something wrong? Who knew that the Jaguars were going to look this good? Who really knew? I knew that they got some nice edge rushers. Josh Allen had a really nice day yesterday. But they really took it to the Chargers. And Chargers had some drops early where they could have stayed in that football game. But the Jags, if you go back and watch their Indy game last week, and I got to really dig into this Chargers game, they're just so fun to watch offensively. We made fun of the Christian Kirk signing, right? He's paid dividends. He's getting touchdowns out of the backfield. A bunch of motion. Doug's doing a great job of getting people open, but also occupying eyes. I think they were top 5 in the league in motion through the first 2 weeks. It probably hasn't changed after the Chargers. He's constantly gaming and getting advantages. Evan Ingram's getting involved, who Giants fans will remember. That was a little frustrating at times. But they look fun, and Trevor Lawrence looks a little more settled in. That was a big boy win for them. Yeah, I would go Jags.
Okay, and I guess the emotional pick is because it's Doug Pederson there, because I had a conversation just on this show in the segment before, Chris, talking about how, look, we all know that Doug Pederson is going to add something to the mix, but part of the benefit for him in Jacksonville is he's not Urban Meyer. And I pointed out how last year, the game that the Jaguars had in SoFi, that's the one where James Robinson got benched for fumbling, and Trevor Lawrence went up to Urban Meyer and saying, where is he? And he got put back in the game, and then Urban denied benching him to the media, and that was when the players reportedly went up to the Rams after the game and said, please save us, get us out of here. And now they return to the same stadium and just spank the Chargers with Robinson scoring from midfield, running it in.
On fourth and one, which
right.
is where you get a lot of great, that was the nail in the coffin too. But, you get a lot of big explosive runs on 4th and 1. Everybody's in the box, and, you make one guy miss and you're out the gate. But I just love Doug's aggressiveness. And also, yesterday early, he was aggressive on 4th and medium, and then he laid up, as you saw the kind of tempo of that football game. He's a great head coach. I think when you look at Trevor Lawrence, getting the ball out really fast yesterday against the rush with Joey Bosa was down early. That was a big deal. But, if you get the ball out quick, Doug's probably licking his chops, because the last guy he had to deal with was Carson. We just talked about how long he's holding on to the football. Like if Doug can have an efficient quarterback that gets the ball where he needs to get it, he's decisive. You can work around the perceived protection problems. But, yeah, the reason the Colts, for me, that's a good win yesterday. They got a really good defense. Gus Bradley called a good game. But the Chiefs had a bunch of chances to win that football game, So I'm not going to take too much from that game. I know they missed the rookie Pierce, the wideout. But I don't think I'm believing in the Colts just yet.
Well, and I guess then the last thing for you, that Chiefs-Colts game did turn significantly on a personal, and I guess an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Chris Jones, and it looked like he said something to Matt Ryan after he sacked Ryan, and the Chiefs were going to get off the field, and then didn't, and then they lost. What do you think happened there? What's your best guess on somebody who's been in those frays before?
Man, it had to be bad. Maybe he said 28-3 or something, and the ref was like, "That is just too. That is just too much." And, Matty Ice, that guy. I contend that he didn't lose that Super Bowl. No one should hold that Super Bowl over his head or against him. But maybe Chris Jones did or something. Because I'm like, what the hell could you say? He was so calm with whatever he said. It must have been. There's two things I really want to know. Like, what did Lattimore say to Brady last week? Right, we talked about that.
Yes.
And then is our fly on the wall is like, what did Chris Jones say to Matt Ryan? But Chiefs had chances. They dropped the ball on 3rd and 7 in the end zone. The special teams, I count 14 points with the muff that they gave up on special teams. They had to run a fake field goal because they had no faith in their kicker. They get Bucker back. They figure some things out offensively. I'm not panicking about the Chiefs because they play good defense. But the Colts, man, like I'm not going to take too much from that win.